blew up the internet the other day. It definitely did exactly what it was intended to get attention. As we all saw, the two girls who threw tomato soup on the painting of Van Gogh Sunflowers, the Van Gogh painting Sunflowers, in protest of climate change and protest of oil companies, and which is something I agree with. But I saw so many people outraged by this with just the most ignorant takes. And I couldn't wait to talk about this on this show because, one, that painting, very similarly to the painting I talked about a few months ago when the Mona Lisa had cake thrown on it, both the Mona Lisa and this Van Gogh painting were protected by glass. So everybody is wrong on all of their takes, how this has been reported on all the headlines. This painting in no way was damaged. This painting was protected, is protected by glass. So the tomato soup got some glass dirty. First off, painting's fine. So everybody who, like, I've seen some hateful takes thinking that these people should be tortured and burned alive, burned at the stake. They should lose their freedom for the rest of they should be executed. Like some of the most horrific takes, right? For a painting that was not damaged in any way. The intention was to get attention. And that was successful because everybody knew about this, right? Painting's fine, right? Second off, if you really care, second off, if humanity goes extinct, if the world burns, if we keep heading in the same direction we've been heading and burning fossil fuels and destroying the environment, when humans become extinct, art is going to be very meaningless. There is no point in any form of artwork existing if people don't, if society doesn't. If we are living in a post-apocalyptic reality, Van Gogh's painting isn't going to mean shit. Okay? So that's two. And third, all of these people with their hateful takes on these protesters, if they actually gave a shit about art, there are millions of struggling artists who are currently alive today that they can support financially by actually collecting their artwork. I being one of those artists. So if you really care about art, why don't you take that energy and put it into collecting art of people that are alive? Because I don't know if you know this, but Van Gogh is dead. That art, that painting he did, is meaningless to him, right? That painting only has value because a lot of wealthy people say it has value, right? This is not a magical painting. The same thing with the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is not a magical painting. They are only valued pieces of art because wealthy people say they are valuable pieces of art, right? You want to talk about how ridiculous NFTs are. Well, the art world is very similar to that reality. Things only have a value in the art world because people say they have a value. It's not like it's not magical artwork. It's not an expression of mastery in any artwork. Just a painting. Van Gogh wasn't a very prolific artist. I think he even died before his work was even appreciated, right? So if you want to actually do right by artists, if you want to do right by other people who are like Van Gogh, Why don't you appreciate their work before they're dead and collect art? But people are just using this as a way to be angry, right? Be angry, one, at climate because they deny any kind of climate. They don't like anybody protesting anything that would change their life in the smallest iota. They hate, right? These are the same people that cried about COVID lockdowns, right? I can't get to my hair salon. They don't care. They don't care about public safety. They don't care about their neighbors. They could care less. It is all about their selfish need to do whatever they want to do. So I support this. And then I saw some article where some oil baron is the one who funded this Just Stop Oil movement, which doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, they just want to show how insane, crazy these liberals are fighting for things. It's like, that is, maybe somebody is funding them, maybe that is, but it's not what, like, I don't think it's insane. This is similar to what happened with the Mona Lisa painting. This has been happening in galleries where scientists and protesters glue themselves to pieces of work, to walls, to use the popularity of these pieces of artwork that are only valuable because wealthy people said they're valuable. So this is nothing new. This one just happened to garner a lot of attention. I think even more than the Mona Lisa did. But the painting's fine. The painting's fine. The most damage that was done will be to the palms of those girls that glued their hands to the wall, right? Maybe the wall will need a little bit of touching up. But this is happening. There are scientists protesting in these similar ways constantly because they know the path that we're on as humans. They know what's going to be happening, that we are seeing happening to the world currently, with insane storms, with insane droughts, with the ice caps melting at exponentially faster rates than previously expected, temperatures rising. There are massive shifts going on in this world that us as humans are not prepared for whatsoever. But you have all these little selfish people who just want to be angry, that hate anything that's liberal. They hate anything that would require them to live a life that is even marginally compassionate towards somebody other than themselves. Want to demonize. I saw a few level-headed takes on this story, but the majority of people are just like the most ignorant hate. But nothing happened to the painting. Artwork itself will be meaningless if we continue down the same path of destroying the planet. Meaningless. And there are people that I would put so much money to bet the majority of people who were talking shit about this protest, as well as all the other protests, right? But specifically the ones involving art, right? The Mona Lisa, other pieces of art that have been used as a way to garner attention. I would put so much money down to bet that those people do not purchase art from artists, do not support artists in any way, right? Their living rooms, their homes are probably decorated with stuff they got from Target, stuff they got mass produced by some company, something that there's a million copies of in IKEA, right? The most unoriginal art that supports no artist whatsoever, right? They don't go to art fairs They don't support local independent artists. They just want a reason to hate. The same types of people that will come into my comment section of this show on YouTube, on social media, and they will cry. They will cry telling me how wrong I am. Wasting their time. Just zero compassion for actual artists, for actual people trying to do good. Because when it comes down to it, they're trying to save the asshole's life just as much as their own. They're doing something that is heroic. Trying to save humanity. You want to talk about some superhero shit? What do you think the Avengers do? They save humanity. But you don't go around, you don't see these superhero bullshit movies that Disney puts out. You don't see people like demonizing them. Right? People die like innocent bystanders left and right when they're trying to save. They don't zero. I mean, some superhero stuff they do, like The Boys, they kind of have a more realistic view on what superheroes actually would be like. But yeah, I'm 100% support what they did. In my opinion, Sunflowers by Van Gogh, overrated. Overrated piece of art. Did he do some cool stuff? Sure. Did he have a style that was very unique? Sure. Was he crazy? I don't know. I think he had mental problems because of ether. Because of like environmental issues. But he's not like a magical artist. He's not a genius. You look online, you Google Van Gogh Sunflowers, you will see hundreds of variations of that same painting. And I guarantee the majority of people, if given only the different images, all of the different variations, would never be able to pick out the authentic painting. Because it's not magical. It's not magical. Art is not magical. The only reason Van Gogh's piece of work is valued is because wealthy people said so. That's it. And these girls used that made up magical piece of artwork as a way to get a lot of attention successfully. And of course, the effect of it probably not going to be as good, I guess. I don't know. It definitely got attention. But, like, I don't know if these protests are ever really going to do anything. Like, just to see the backlash of it, to see how very little as a whole, in average, how just uncaring most people are about their fellow man, about humanity, about society. We live in a reality of, like, desperately selfish people. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on that protest. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.